Good morning everybody and welcome to my channel. My name's Elaine and I'm Ellie Welliestitcher, both here on YouTube and also over on Instagram. And yeah, welcome to Saturday morning, still just about, on the 28th of December. And I've come back to see you to do my December update. So, and this will not be a long video. I'm going to film two videos today, and I probably will upload them to YouTube at the same time. So you'll get two videos from me. I know, what's happened? What's happened, I hear you say. So basically, I'm going to do my end of year whip parade today. I'm going to film that straight after I finish filming this. But I wanted to do my whip update separately because I've got a bit of haul to show you, a bit of stitchy kindness. I've got the winner of the giveaway from my last video, so I thought, you know, rather than tagging that onto my whip parade, which I'm sure will be long enough as it is, it's easier if I just do a quick video as a bit of a whip update for December. Okay, so I hope you all had a really lovely Christmas and are looking forward to 2025. I had a really nice Christmas, really nice. Prior to Christmas wasn't quite so marvellous, so we were quite badly affected by Storm Dara when it hit the Welsh coast. So I live on Anglesey, for anybody who doesn't know that, which is a small island at the top of North Wales, and I've only lived here just over a year, and it's the first time that we've had a red weather warning, and it was quite scary because the alert went off on my phone kind of the night before it was happening, on the Friday night I think it was, and everybody's phone suddenly started alarming, and it was a warning to say that the weather was going to be very severe, the winds were going to be really severe, and they were. So it really kicked off. I mean, it was pretty grim on Friday night, and then in the early hours of Saturday morning it was really horrendous. It was quite scary, and those of you that live in, you know, somewhere where you get regular hurricanes and things like that, you know, you have my sympathy, because I thought it was really scary, really scary. So damage wise it wasn't too bad, from the point of view that, so we lost the TV aerial from our roof, which to be honest we don't use anyway, so it wasn't really any great shakes, but it did nearly hit my car. So I was really lucky that it must have just missed my car by literally inches basically. So that was okay. We nearly lost half of the chicken coop roof. Fortunately my husband managed to go and sort that out, and we had a little bit of minor damage to a couple of our outbuildings, but it was okay. It was okay. I'd had the foresight to go and put all the garden furniture away safe, and so we didn't lose anything like that. So it was, you know, in the grand scheme of things, and we lost a fence panel, which is not the first time that's happened actually. So so overall it wasn't too bad, except so we lost our power on the early hours of Saturday morning, and so we had no electricity. It was about 4 o'clock in the morning that it started, and I only know because a little while after the power went off, my hair straighteners started alarming out. Bit random, I know, and I didn't know they did that, but they do. So so I realised we hadn't got any power anyway. We ended up going all day on the Saturday with no power, and for us that's quite serious from the point of view that we have no gas, so our heating is oil heating. So you know, the boiler's obviously fired by electricity as well as obviously the oil, so we had no heating, no hot water, no cooker because my cooker's electric, no appliances. The only thing we did have is my husband is a fisherman, and we had his camping gas stove, so I could at least have a cup of tea. So we had torches everywhere and all that sort of thing, and we managed to cook dinner on the camping stove. The power went out across the whole of our village, and quite a lot of Anglesey was off grid for pretty much the whole night. On the Sunday, the power actually came back on at about 9 o'clock in the morning, and we were like, yay! You know, we've had our evening of sitting around in candlelight, and our friends came over and we played games, and you know, just nobody had any phones or anything on or whatever. It was really good, and for one evening it was quite novel actually. So on the Sunday we went out for lunch to sort of celebrate that the power had come back on, and then Sunday evening I was watching TV and the power went off, and that was it. It went off, and it didn't come on again until the Wednesday, I think it was the Wednesday evening. So that was it. So we had no power for quite a few days. So I lost all of the contents of my freezers. I've got 2 freezers and the fridge. It all had to be chucked away, and yeah, and no power was not good. So fortunately we've got a shower at work, so I had to go to work to have a shower. We were using the camping stove for, like, you know, cups of tea and things like that. So it wasn't too bad in the daytime because I was at work and we had the electricity, obviously, and we do have a log burner as well. So we could keep warm. We did have a log burner, so it wasn't too bad. But yeah, it was not the best time. You know, and I know MommaLovesYouGB, she had problems with her power down in West Wales as well. So yeah, not a fun time, not, and we have had problems with the power since that storm. So I think it caused some quite serious damage to the cables around here, and we actually lost our power. We'd had a couple of little power cuts the day before Christmas Eve, and then on Christmas Eve the power went off Christmas Eve night at about 2 o'clock in the morning. And then came on again. I think it came back on again, then went off again, then came back on again. And I thought, oh, please don't say no power on Christmas Day, because what am I going to do with my turkey? You know, I know there's bigger things to worry about in the world, but it was kind of like, oh no, what am I going to do? I can't even barbecue the turkey. What, you know. Anyway, the power did come back on Christmas Day. It was fine, and in actual fact it was lovely. So, and touch wood, the power has not gone off since, because I had got to the point where I was getting really fed up with having to keep resetting the clock on the cooker and on the microwave and all that sort of thing. And in the end I thought, I'm just not going to bother now. I'm just not going to bother. So yeah, so all a bit of a drama leading up to Christmas, and then Christmas itself was lovely. So I hope you guys had a really nice Christmas too. And you know, and if you don't celebrate Christmas, I hope you enjoyed the break and you had the opportunity to do a bit of stitching. So anyway, I've completely digressed and spent 8 minutes talking to you about my life update that I'd normally do at the end. So I'm really sorry. If you didn't want to hear that bit, I hope you skipped forward to the stitching. And I promise I'm going to do the stitchy bit now. Right, okay. So since I last saw you, so I last filmed on the 30th of November. So we're pretty, you know, we're pretty on target, guys. Pretty on target as to where we should be. So this is what my book of days looks like for December so far. I haven't filled yesterday in yet, but I did stitch yesterday. So, but there have been quite a lot of days this month where I haven't stitched, and where I have stitched, it hasn't been very much. So yeah, so that's where I am with my stitching for December so far. Like I said, I did stitch yesterday, I just haven't got around to filling it in yet. I forgot actually. Right, Okay, so these are in no particular order. So I stitched a couple of days on this one. I'll keep my book of days open a minute so I can refer back to it. So I will say there hasn't been any full coverage stitching this month. So I apologise for that, but I've really almost stitched monogamously. Not quite, but almost. So I stitched on this one. These are not in any particular order, guys. I stitched on this one for a couple of days. Sorry, I've moved the angle of my chair slightly, so at least you get to look at my pretty antique sampler and a bit of stitching and a little bit of my dresser, rather than the mess that goes on the shelves behind me. Oh, I know I keep promising a flipping crafting room tour, but I keep looking at my craft room and I think I just can't show them that. It's not organised at all. It really isn't. Weirdly enough, I do know where everything is in my craft room, but it's not in any particular great, it's not in any great organised order. When I do organise it, I will do a craft room tour, I promise. Right, anyway, so I digress again. Let's start with this one. So I stitched on this one for a couple of evenings. So this is Floral Etchings 2 by Heart in Hand, and this is what it looks like when it's finished. So this was the second one that she did in the Floral Etchings series, hence why it's called Floral Etchings 2. I have got the first one, and I showed you on my last Flosstube, I think, that I've recently bought the latest one, which is the Christmas Etchings one. So that's that one. And hopefully I'll put a picture in of where you saw it last time. Now I'm saying that a little bit hesitantly because last time I filmed there was a couple of pictures that I should have inserted of what I'd done last time, and I couldn't because I don't know quite what had happened to my editing suite, but some of my pictures have disappeared, which is a little bit worrying because I'm going to film my whip parade in a minute, and normally I'd show the pictures of where my starting point from the end of last year compared to this year, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that, so I don't know. That's going to be a bit of a wait and see when I open up my editing suite. Hopefully it'll be all right, but I don't know. Anyway, hopefully I have found a picture of where you saw this last time. If I haven't, apologies, but here I am with it now. So I'm kind of quite a way up the second flower. This is stitched on a 36 count linen. It's a lovely linen, this one actually, from Coffee Craft Fabrics, and it is a really nice. And the reason I'm stitching it on such a big piece is because I want to put the other one, the original Floral Etchings, on here as well. I probably won't put the Christmas one on here. I might do that on maybe, I don't know, maybe an opalescent or something to make it look a bit more Christmassy. But that's where we are with that one, and I love stitching this. It's a really nice stitch, and you know, and it's not a massive stitch either. If I were to put my mind to it, it wouldn't take a lot to finish it, but you know me, I can't stick to stitching just one thing for very long. Whoops. Right, so that is Floral Etchings, and I'm sorry if I'm putting things back as I go. I'm going to have to, because like I say, I want to film my whip parade straight after this, and I need to be in some semblance of order for that. I'll put that over there. Right, I'll show you this one. I only had this one out for one stitchy session. So I went to the Cheshire Stitchers meetup on the 14th of December, which was lovely, and I saw a few of my friends there. So I was sat at a table with my friend Claire, who lives over the road from me. She came with me, and I met up with Sally, FlossySewsAndGrows, and I also sat on the table with the lovely Sue, and there was Kate, and then Lindsay, the Cheshire Stitcher, who also has a floss tube. And I met another lovely lady called Sue. I've met a few ladies there now, and I'm terrible with names, but it was really nice to see everybody. Right, anyway, so I thought, what can I take with me to stitch on that's pretty simple? So I took this one. So this is Family Farm Afghan by Witchell. And once I got this out again, I thought, oh yeah, why don't I stitch on this more often? Because I do really like it, and I do. So I'm not going to take all of this out of this lovely big project bag, because, you know, the fabric's a bit of a beast because it's massive, and I'm still only on the first square, although I have actually nearly finished it now. But hopefully I'll put a picture in where you saw it last time, but you may well not get that. I don't know. God, it's a bit rubbish, isn't it, Elaine? Come on. And here I am with it now. I literally have almost finished this first square. Actually, it looks really good on camera, I've got to say. And I'll tell you, this piece looks amazing when it's finished. I was completely enabled to start this when I saw it finished and hanging on the wall at the Nimble Thimble. And it is lovely. It's actually really nice to stitch on something that's quite big for a change. So this is, what's it called? It is, the fabric's called Fireside, and it is by Witchell. And what size is it? And it's an 18 count. Which, you know, I'd never normally stitch on 18 count, but it's really nice to stitch. So it makes, and I can see it without magnification, so that's quite nice as well. So hopefully that will come out a bit more soon, because that is definitely not a summer stitching project, believe me. It's lovely and warm having a blanket on your lap when you're stitching at this time of year, but not what you want to do in the summer. Right, I'm going to put that back like that and pop it down there. Right. And then yesterday, which I haven't filled in my book of days yet, and also there was another Sunday a couple of weeks ago where I had this one out. Now this one, I'm going to say it here now, you heard it here first, people. I'm going to finish this next year because it's been hanging around a long time. It is one of my oldest whips. So this is by Mirabilia, and it is Lady of Mystery. Here's what it looks like when it's finished. And I started this one a long time ago now. I'll tell you exactly when on my whip parade. I fell out of love with it, and then I fell back in love with it. I'm back in love with it again at the moment because it is not... It's not close to a finish, but it's not miles away from a finish either. So I'll hopefully put a picture in of where you saw it last time. And this one is proper hot off the Q-snaps. I've pretty much, I think I've taken everything off the Q-snaps today, almost, because I'm going to do my whip parade. Not that little Afghan though, because it's a real wrestle to like try and get it in and out of a Q-snap. Right, here I am with her now. So I've still been working on this big skirt, and hopefully you can see I've come down a bit further, and we're starting to go out into the flare of the skirt now. So this is stitched on a 28 count Zweigart even weave in the colourway cream, which is the called for fabric. Now, I started this Mirabilia when not long after I started really getting into stitching. Oh, and this is stitched with all the call for colours, by the way. So a mix of DMC and Karen Water Lilies are the silks. There is no Krynic in this. There are beads, but there's no Krynic. So you know, it from that point of view, I think as a Mirabilia is quite an easy one to start with if you're looking to start your first mirror. I fell out of love with this one purely and simply because I didn't like the fabric anymore. So when I started, I didn't realise there was loads and loads of gorgeous, you know, beautiful hand-dyed fabrics for Mirabilias for the fancy ladies. If I'd have known then what I know now, I would have stitched this on a grey fabric. But, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. And I couldn't think of where I would put this because of this fabric. I thought, I don't know where I'm going to put it. But then I thought, you know what? She deserves to be finished. And actually, if I can't find somewhere to put her, and I do think I can now, actually, then I can just hang her in here, can't I? So I've still got plenty of wool. Well, not plenty, but I've got a bit of wool space left in here. Right, so that is Lady of Mystery. So she's had a couple of little outings, and it's a lot of block stitching on her at the minute because that skirt's a bit of a beast, but hey ho. Right, and right, the one that has consumed my time the most so far this month, well, we're now at the end of the month, is the one I promised you I would be stitching on. I was hoping to finish this by the end of the year, but I haven't. For no good reason other than I've done an awful lot of socialising. I've been really busy at work up until Christmas. So I've probably only stitched, sometimes only 100 stitches a night, sometimes 2. Haven't stitched on it every night, but I have stitched on it, yeah, quite a few nights. I've managed to get rid of a couple of thousand stitches out of it since I last saw you. Project I'm referring to is by Long Dog Samplers and it's called Campfire PG. I'll put a picture in of what it looks like when it's finished, and hopefully where you saw it last time. And this is where I am with it now. And I am not far off a finish on this, guys, at last. Ta-da! Sorry it hasn't been ironed. Don't iron anything until it's finished, you know me. There's been a lot of stitching going on with this since you last saw it. Believe it or not, that spoon here, that was a real biggie. The one next to it was a real biggie. Yeah, so I am getting close to a finish. So I do know I've got 2,400 stitches left to stitch on this and the back stitch. I've done some of the back stitch at the top, but I've still got quite a lot of back stitch to do as well. But I promise I will finish this in very early next year for sure. This is still my focus piece at the moment. So this is stitched on 28 count Knox by Chromatic Alchemy, who's no longer trading, sadly. And I've stitched this using Nellie Dinky dies. So there's 3 dinky dies in there, and then the variegated is called Peacock Fuchsia by XG Designs. So yeah, we are not far away, guys. Not far away, look at that. So we'll have a big finish this year, because this one, next year rather, because this one will definitely be done. I don't even have to say that's a bit iffy. It definitely isn't. It will be finished. And actually, when I was at the Cheshire Stitchers this time, I got chatting to a lady on the next table to me who is also stitching Campfire PG. So it was really nice because she's stitching hers on a much smaller count. I think she's doing it on 36 count. And then in a different fabric, different colour, and yeah, it looked amazing. It was really nice to see it as well. Like, and funny enough, I'd done more than her, surprisingly. Although she probably won't take her as long as me to finish it. Right, and then I only have one other project to share with you, and it is a restart from last time. So I'm guessing those of you that watched my last video know the project I'm referring to. So the project that I've restarted, and I restarted it eventually on the 22nd of December because it took all my time to think about, be brave enough really to start it again. So those of you that watched my last video and listened to my commentary about my chatelaine and the issues I'd had with starting it, etc., I just want to say thank you all for your comments. They were truly appreciated, especially those of you that were really encouraging me to start it again, you know, to get in there and take a deep breath and get back out there and do it. And I'm so pleased I did. I really did. I really am. But I did hesitate about it. I did. So and thank you all for your comments. I just want to say, you know, a lot of you said, oh, I've bought 32 count fabric because my chatelaine calls for 32 count. This one did as well. And yet I don't see, maybe it's because I was using an over dyed fabric. That could be the reason, I think, as to, you know, obviously if you use hand dyed fabric, then the holes are much tighter because in the process of dyeing it, the fabric shrinks. Maybe if you just use the standard 32 count Swagart or something like that, it would be fine. But for me, it absolutely was not fine, and it did not make my beads sit nicely. I do think it depends on the chart. I think it depends on the stitches and how the beads are going to nestle within those stitches, where that is called for to do. But anyway, if I've helped some of you out with that, then that really made my day, that a couple of you said, I'm glad you told me that, because that saves me from starting. I was going to start it on a 32 as well. So yeah, going forward, it's 28 count all the way for me with chatelaines, I've got to say. Anyway, I digress. So the chatelaine that I restarted is called the Sparkling Peacock Mandala, and this is what it looks like when it's finished. So not the greatest picture in the world, but there you go. But the colours are fabulous, and actually once I'd nervously got started on it again this time, things went quite well, guys. So here I am with it now. I need one of them board things, although this is a bit big to put on one of those boards. So this is the only project that I have on a frame. This is a Millennium frame from Needful Needs. Or Needle Needs, is it? Yeah, Needle Needs. I have just seen all the commentary around Omnic going out of business. For those of you that use frames, they've decided to not make embroidery frames anymore, which is an awful shame. I haven't got an Omnic frame, but I do know a lot of people that use them. And I think in the business they will be much missed, that's for sure. But anyway, this is a Millennium frame from a British company called Needle Needs. It's a great frame. I really, really love it. So this is my chatelaine. This is where I've got to. Hopefully you can see this okay. It's not the best picture, but this is 28 count Silver Linings is what it's called, by Pole Stitches. It's an even weave. And this is what I've stitched in the middle, and I'll try and let me see if I can show you that better. There we go. So we have some Jessica stitches, which is where I discovered last time that when I went to put the beads inside those Jessica stitches, they didn't fit. And then with the stitching around that I've started to do around the outside is a silk lame braid by Treasure Braid. And it's beautiful colour, it is. And I really enjoyed stitching in that silk lame as well. It's really nice to stitch with. I was a bit, I'm not mad on metallics, although given the choice I do prefer Treasure Braid to Krynic. but actually, yeah, that was nice to stitch with. It was. So, and there is a bit of treasure braid in there as well. But I've tested out, happily, a little bead on I haven't put it in, but I tried one on one of those little Jessicas and it was absolutely fine. So now I am a bit of a happier bunny. So hopefully you'll enjoy seeing my progress on this as much as I've enjoyed stitching it. And I can't wait to get back to stitching it again. So there we go. And it's a lovely piece of fabric, that, by Pole Stitches as well. Right. That's it. That's all my stitching, guys. So I want to move on to, let me put that there. Let me share my haul with you, and then I'll do the giveaway winner at the end. Okay? Or no? No, I'll do the giveaway winner now, then, because I know some people don't want to see my shopping. I'll do the giveaway winner now, and then I'll do my haul and my stitchy kindness. So, excuse me. So I showed you on my last video the finish of this chart, and I was going to give it away as a result of that. So the chart that I'm giving away was called Tabletanda Hiver, which is by Tralala. This is what it looks like when it's finished. It's cute, isn't it? And it's still hanging up in my house at the moment because obviously it's been Christmas. And I really love it. I enjoyed stitching it in the end. And yes, so I wanted to pass on the kindness and give it to somebody. And the winner of this chart is, there was quite a few entries for this actually. The winner of this chart is Nick from the Cotterell family. So congratulations, Nick. I'm not sure if you've won from me once before, a long time ago. Can't remember. But anyway, if you can get in touch with me, please. I know you've been a long time subscriber of mine, that's for sure. Anyway, and I know you're the other side of the world from me as well. So if you could get in touch with me, please, Nick, with your address, I will put this in the post to you. And congratulations. So that's Nick from the Cotterell family. I'll put in the winner's details here. Congratulations, Nick. I'll get that in the post to you as soon as I hear from you. So that was my giveaway. Thank you for everybody that entered. I think we probably would do a giveaway on my next video, because I think I'll do a New Year giveaway. I'm going to have a little rummage through my charts and sort out the ones that I'm pretty confident I'm not going to stitch. And yeah, I'll stick a couple of giveaways in then, I think, just as a bit of a 2025 celebration. Right, last thing from me is a bit of haul. So since I last saw you, I was gifted a couple of bits of stitch kindness. So the first one was from my friend Sally at FlossySewsAndGrows. So Sally very kindly sent me some floss, because she's Sally from FlossySewsAndGrows. I know. Anyway, she sent me some Roxy Floss Co floss, and I haven't used any of Roxy Floss Co floss before, so that was really, really nice of her. And this is a lovely colour. This is Merlot. I'm not sure if Sally sent me this because she thought it was a beautiful red, which it is, by the way, or whether she thought Elaine likes a glass of wine, so I'll send her some floss called Merlot. I don't know, or maybe a bit of both. So anyway, so I got that from Sally, so thank you, Sally, much appreciated. And then I also got a gift card from Talking Dog Stitchery from Rachel, which was gifted to me by the lovely Sue, who has sent me a gift card from a variety of British needlework shops over the last few years, and I never expected, never, and I was so gobsmacked that yeah, I just really was. So So thank you so much. And Rachel has some gorgeous stuff in her shop, so if you haven't checked her out before, please check out Talking Dog Stitchery, because she does have some amazing things, and she sells threads as well as charts. So yeah, go check her out, and I will have fun shopping with that voucher. I might save it for the needlework market, but then again I might not last that long. So thank you, Sue, honestly, from the bottom of my heart. I much appreciated. Okay, haul. So I did buy some, to use a Just So Sherry term, I did buy myself a few gifts as well. So you know, I keep hearing about, you know me, I love a bit of fabric, and I've watched quite a few Flosstubers who had mentioned a new fabric company to me called Swan Bay Fabrics. So Swan Bay Fabrics is run by Marie from Stitches and Diamonds, and she's based in South Wales, so I thought it would be nice to support a Welsh company as well. So her and her husband have just started dyeing fabric, and I have to say it's gorgeous. I thought I'm going to buy a couple of pieces and see what I think, and I can't wait to use them actually. So the first piece I bought a fat eighth of a colour called Light Sanditon, which is this one. This isn't showing up particularly well on camera actually, but it is really a great neutral, really nice neutral. So I bought that one, and they come beautifully packaged as well, and it really is nice linen to feel, really nice. And then I bought a fat quarter of this one. So this one's called Mary's Sampler. Oh, and both of these I bought in a 36 count, by the way. And Swan Bay Fabrics, they do the higher counts of fabric, which is nice. So this one's called Mary's Sampler. And yeah, I would definitely buy more fabric from Swan Bay Fabrics, from Marie, because they're, yeah, really lovely, really lovely fabrics, Marina. I don't think she watches my channel, but if she did, thank you, much appreciated, and I would definitely buy more from you. So that's my fabric, and then I bought some charts. Of course I bought some charts. Oh, and I bought, I had this on pre-order, and I bought this from Rachel actually at Talking Dog Stitchery. I ordered it ages ago as a pre-order, and I got needlework presses, book a days 2025. Of course I did, because for me, and I've bought this planner now for the last, I can't remember if this is the fourth one I've bought, but yeah, I think it is. It's the only thing that I can keep up with, and also I really enjoy stickering it up, and it's just a great little book for me. I know other people have got lots of amazing planners and things that they use, but this one is the most successful one for me. So I can't wait to start that on New Year's Day. Right, and then I bought a couple of charts from 123 Stitch, because, you know, why wouldn't I? So the first one I bought is by Plum Street Samplers, and it's called Winter Moon, and it's this one. But I really liked that house, and I really liked the hare, or the rabbit, I think it's a hare, on top of the roof. Really liked it. So, and I've got quite a lot of summery sort of charts and that kind of thing, and lots of autumn, but not so much winter. So I saw this, really liked it, and I'm really tempted to start it. Oh, stop it, Elaine. Right, and yeah, and I do like stitching autumn a lot. And again, this one's by Plum Street Samplers, but this is a little one. This is Salem Mini Moon. So which is this one? Now, I was tempted. She bought out a sampler, a Salem sampler that goes with this. And you know me and Salem. If you've watched me for any length of time, you know I have a thing about the Salem witches. I was really tempted to buy the big sampler, but I thought, no, I'm just going to buy a small. Because I keep buying big charts and I'm, you know, I couldn't stitch everything I've already got in one lifetime. So, and then of course, right, so I do not possess an awful lot of Christmas charts. In fact, I have very, very few, hardly any. And so I decided to buy this. Of course I bought this, Teresa Kogat's Hello Santa book. And the charts in here are amazing. So I think there's 7 charts in here. And let me just show you a couple of them that I particularly like. So of course I love this one. Look at that, where he's putting the house on the snowman. It's just gorgeous. And let me show you another one. I liked the green coated Santa as well, but I also like oh, excuse me. I like him too. I like all of them. I would quite happily stitch every chart in this book because they are all really, really nice, actually. This one, you know, quite happily stitch all of them. Oh, and I do like this one a lot too. There's a couple I haven't shown you in there, but they are all lovely, believe me. That book, well worth the money. So that's Hello Santa by Teresa Kogat. Right, that's all I've got for you guys, because you had my life update at the beginning, and I'm aware that I've already been 40 odd minutes. And book review, haven't got a book review this time because I haven't finished reading the books that I'm reading. My husband bought me a new Kindle for Christmas. This is the 3rd Kindle that I will have had, and to be fair, the first one got a bit chewed up by the dog. The second one, not Bear, but his predecessor. The second one I'm still using at the moment, but it's getting to the point where I keep having to reboot it all of the time because it's really gone sluggish, and I've had it quite a few years now. So my husband asked me what I wanted for Christmas, and I said, can you get me a new Kindle? So he did. So I'm currently reading the last one of the Crescent City series by Sarah J. Maas, which is so far into it, I think it's my favourite one. And I'm also in the middle of reading a paper book as well, which I think I'll probably finish by the next time I film, so I will have a bit of a book review for you then. I did have a target this year for Goodreads for reading books, but I haven't met it. I think I've read 14 books over the last year, which, you know, compared to a lot of people is not that many really, but still it doesn't matter. I've also made a decision. I was going to do Whip Go next year, and I've decided not to. I've really enjoyed this year. I thought I was going to do Whip Go because I felt I needed the focus of achieving goals, but actually I've really enjoyed not having the pressure of having to stitch on something that maybe I don't want to stitch on, or I don't feel like stitching on. So I'm not going to do Whip Go next year. I think it's brilliant and I will go back to it at some point, but I'm not going to do it. I think I'm possibly, I might use a little decision wheel to do something, or I might just, what I am thinking about doing is just picking out a few projects each month and saying, right, these are my ones for this month. So I don't know, maybe. I haven't decided. I know we're nearly at the end of this year, but never mind, hey. Right, for those of you that don't like a whip parade, I'll see you on my next update video at the end of January. Wishing you all a really, really happy New Year. I hope you all, if you celebrate on New Year's Eve, have a great New Year's Eve. If you don't, enjoy your 12 new starts, for those of you that do 12 new starts for New Year and all that. Wishing you, thank you for spending the last year with me, or if you're a new subscriber, thank you for finding me. Much appreciated. I really look forward to seeing you all again in 2025 for another great year of stitching. And bye for now. Take care, everyone. Bye.